I'm Brett Wagner, and welcome to Pastime. Name the time, win the cash. It's that easy. We're in Roswell, New Mexico at Area 51 Dragway, and I got a couple $1,000s I want to give away. Let's meet our contestants. How you doing there, Mike?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
From Arizona, correct?
Yes, sir.
What part?
Coolidge, Arizona.
All right, sounds cool. Brian, wearing the Hook 'em Horn shirt. You got to be from Texas.
Absolutely, Austin.
Austin,
Deep
sounds
in the
good.
heart.
And of course, Ken Herring doesn't need to wear the Texas shirt. Everybody knows he's from Tyler, Texas. Texas Chassis Works. How you doing, Ken?
Good, man.
Ken, a little cold, a little chilly. We got the beanies on.
Yeah, we're good to go.
We're ready to win some money, aren't we?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, and of course, our lovely car wrangler, Paige. She's got the dangerous job bringing up the cars and the drivers. Let's meet our first driver. It's like a magic act getting out of that thing. Ta-da! Thanks for coming out. What's your name?
Richard Yeager.
Richard, tell me about your rail.
It's an Esparza Dragster 388 small block hardtail.
Mike, first question for Richard.
What class do you race in?
We bracket race here. It is set up for Super Comp.
Brian?
How long have you been racing?
About 15, 20 years.
This is your local track then?
This local track.
Awesome. And Ken Herring?
You gonna have the throttle stop on?
No throttle stop.
All right, cool.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming out. Have a good pass, safe one. All right, Richard and his rail. All right, guys, $100 pass. Mike, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Coolidge, Arizona. Shop foreman at a dealership down there. Got 2 little girls and a wonderful wife out here.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. Everybody is locked in. Let's take a look at those times. Our first $100 pass. Mike's got an 810, Brian's got an 891, and Ken Herring with an 861.
All
Boy.
good times.
Mike, what got you in the drag racing?
Grew up as a young teenager building race cars. I got a race truck right now I'm building, almost done, and just like going fast.
Coolidge, Arizona, likes going fast. Big Mike. We might see you racing here on Pastime sometime.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right, we'd like to see
Yeah,
that.
it's coming down the home stretch, so hopefully we get it
All
done
right,
soon.
Let's get it done.
Doesn't sound like he's a stranger to danger.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, first pass of the night. Let's watch this pass.
Looks good.
Looked up pretty good.
You did good there.
On 891,
Look at that.
Brian. Wow.
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose. That deserves
look
2
at that.
pounds.
There you go,
2
buddy.
pounds.
Very nice.
Austin, Texas in the hizzy.
We know how to race down
Ken
there.
Herring sitting on 0. Brian right on the mark, sitting with $100, and Mike sitting on 0. Let's bring up our next $100 pass car.
What was that, 63? 4?
Wow, how you doing, buddy?
Good, and you?
What's your name?
Cameron Calloway,
Cameron, how old are you?
16.
You got a driver's license? I better check this out. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Tell me about your car.
It's a 66 Chevy 2 Nova. It was a factory-built race car. My grandpa brought it from the factory and brought it out here.
Wow.
It's got 4,000 original miles on it.
Okay.
Oh.
Aluminum headed 350 with the dead and bare throttle stop. When it turns on, it closes the back 2 barrels, and it's on for 90% of the run.
Man knows his car at 16 years old. Mike,
What type of horsepower are you running?
Guessing somewhere in the range 400.
Transmission you got in it.
Power glide?
and Ken Herring.
The stop is on?
Stop is on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is this your track down here?
Yes.
Made a lot of passes on it?
I made a couple.
Well, let's have a good one right now.
Great.
Thanks, buddy, for coming out. 16 years old.
That's cool.
He rattled it off, didn't he?
Wow.
Knows his stuff.
Brian, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I work for a software company in Austin, and I've been racing for about 21 years, or had a car for about 21 years I've been racing, so I really enjoy it.
What kind of car you got?
67 Camaro.
Nice.
Ton of fun.
$100 pass. Let's get everybody locked in there. Mike is locked in.
Man.
That's tough.
Brian is locked in. Ken is locked in. Let's take a look at those times. A 12:90 for Mike and 11:50 for Brian. And Ken Herring with the slow time of a 14:41.
Yeah, you may have this one, Ken.
What are you thinking, Ken?
What I'm thinking is, he said the throttle stops on, it shuts the back 2 barrels off, and that's Grandpa's car, and it's got 4,000 miles. I don't think it's going to run very fast.
Now.
Think you're on that one.
Might
Did you
be
hear
wrong.
how he rattled that off?
Yeah.
That's Ken Herring. 16 years old, I was sneaking into movie theaters. I wasn't driving a car like that.
Wish I had that at 16.
Yeah, it would have helped in the dating department.
Truck might have helped you in the dating department. Oh,
There we go. A little stutter, but it looks like, well, getting a little sideways, still staying in it.
Hate to see that go.
you know what? It doesn't sound like the stop's on. That's what's
No,
strange
it
about
doesn't.
that.
I think maybe he drove before he was 16.
Brian, are you kidding me?
I'm trying.
What are you
buddy.
doing there, Brian?
Doing my
Austin,
best.
Texas,
Doing my
killing us
best.
here. Ken Herring sitting on 0. Brian sitting on $200. Mike's still not in the game, but don't worry, it's another $100 pass.
Cab S10.
Hey, thanks for coming out, sir. What's your name?
Dean Parker.
Dean. Tell me about your truck, Dean.
93 S10's got a 496 aluminum heads, Power Glide 8-inch converter,
All right, Mike, first question for Dean.
What gears run in the rear end?
486.
Brian for Dean.
And is this your local track?
No,
Ever run it before?
one time,
Okay.
And Ken Herring for Dean.
Is it a full tube chassis or is it a back half?
full chassis.
All right. Hey, Dean, thanks for coming out, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Let's have a
Thank
safe pass. Good seeing you. All right. Last of our $100 passes. Brian is already locked in. Ken Herring is locked in. And Mike is locked in. Let's look at those times. Mike's got a 990, Brian with a 911, and Ken Herring with a 921. Well, these guys seem to have your number there, Ken.
I'm moving out of Texas. Give up on the state.
When a fellow Texan does this to you,
wearing me out.
what's it going
Moving
on?
out.
Well,
You got to get him back to Austin.
Man, it sounds really good.
It does sound tough.
all right, here we go. Last of the $100 passes. Let's watch this pass. Leaving a little dust behind there. Wow.
Spun a little bit out of the hole.
Let me walk on over to the big man from Tyler, Texas.
Might be the only time we see each other, but it's good.
Welcome to the game, Ken. All right, Ken Herring sitting on $100. Brian from Austin sitting on $200. And Mike sitting on 0. Folks, don't go anywhere. Pastime's coming right back. Round number 2. The jack is going up. Welcome back, folks. We're getting into round number 2 of Pastime. Let's bring up our next driver. Boy, we have seen some nice Barracudas out here in Roswell.
I think I've lost on every single one of them. I think I'd figure it out by now.
Al Corzine.
Al, how you doing, buddy?
Doing so good, can't hardly stand it.
What?
Okay, let's start over.
No, Al. That's a Barracuda, isn't it?
68 Barracuda, all steel motor, 390 horse, 727 transmission. What else you need to know?
Well, Mike, what do you need to know?
Can't see from here. Is there a roll cage in there?
No,
No roll
He
cage.
said, I don't need no roll cage. Brian,
Sounds like you've had this car for a long time.
8 years.
Hey, is this your track?
This is my track.
hey, this is Al's track. And if anybody wants to say something different, speak to Al. Ken Herring.
Has it got a slick on the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Al, you ready to make a good pass for us?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thanks for coming out, Big Al.
You bet.
Look at that.
Check out the white interior. Look how plush it is,
It's
dude.
nice
That's
and
cool.
clean
Huh?
in there.
Brian is locked in. Ken Herring is locked in. Just waiting on Mike. The first of our $200 passes. Everybody's locked in. Let's take a look. Mike's got a 1290. Brian's got 1101. And Ken Herring with a 1330. What are you thinking there, Ken?
I don't know. She sounds awfully stock and sounds like it's got a small cam. I'm hoping. I don't know. My history in Barracudas hadn't been so well, so.
Nice and healthy.
I don't think Big Al was teasing.
The guy wasn't playing around.
Well, here we go. Let's see what Big Al can do. Woo! Just like the old days, baby.
Mike's got it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually.
A 1227. Mike, welcome to the game there, buddy.
job, Mike.
Congratulations.
There we go. I'll
Good job,
take that
Mike.
one.
Ken Herring sitting on $100. Brian sitting on $200. And Mike sitting on $200. Let's bring up our next driver. All right, Mike and Brian, we're coming into our combo round. That's where I'm going to bring 2 cars up on the track. You got to give me 1 combined time. You good with that?
Got it.
Good go.
All right.
Got a little Ranger.
Ford Ranger and an El Camino.
Nice little shootout.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Come on over here. What's your name?
James Legg.
James, thanks for coming out. Tell me about your car.
It's a 1983 Ford Ranger. It's got a full chassis, 468, power glide, 8-inch converter.
Thank you, James. What's your name?
My name's Henry.
Henry, thanks for coming out. Tell me about your El Camino.
69 El Camino, big block 460, pretty much stock.
All right. Mike, James, or Henry?
James, what tire do you have on that thing?
14 by 32.
Brian, James, or Henry?
Henry. What does mostly stock mean? Any power adders or anything?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Just a big block, 460.
Ken Herring,
You said a 468? That sounds like a Chevrolet motor.
what'd you say about your motor?
It's a 468, big block Chevrolet.
There you go.
Chevy and a Ford.
Chevy and a Ford. I don't think it knows any better.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out. Let's have a good pass.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Henry. All right, James and Henry getting it on. $200 pass. Mike and Brian are locked in. Just a stock motor, that El Camino sounds pretty good.
Yeah. That's the same question I was going to ask when you said basically stock.
I may not know much, but I know a little when I hear that. Let's take a look at those times. Mike with the 22:10, Brian with the 23:21, and Ken Herring with the 21:49.
Yes, sir. Yeah, mostly stock mine. Of course, mostly stock with a couple of foggers.
Wow.
Sort of be a good little pass if everybody hooks.
Yeah. Well, here we go. $200 pass.
Oh, that'll be groove.
Look at that Ford go.
She's running, isn't she?
$22.32.
Get him, Mike.
Yes.
Good
Look at
job,
you,
man.
Mike. Arizona.
Representing.
Gotta represent.
Ken Herring sitting on $100. Brian sitting on $200. Mike, who's now in the lead, sitting on $400. Let's get to our last of our $200 passes. Thanks for coming out, buddy.
Thank you.
Good looking hat right there. Pinks. Look at that right
Got
there.
it in Tucson.
Yeah. What's your name?
Buddy. Steve Sorensen.
Steve, how you doing, bud?
Good.
Tell me about your Camaro.
It's 71, pretty much stock.
We heard that tonight.
It's just pretty much stock.
Tell me about your motor.
Just 350 small block. It's got a stall converter, shift kit in the tranny, and some gears. That's it.
All right, Mike for Steve.
What kind of horsepower are you running total?
Maybe 350.
Brian
Chevrolet iron heads on it.
Yeah.
and Ken Herring.
Doesn't have a nitrous kit on it, does it?
No.
Straight motor.
Straight motor.
Cool. Hey, Steve, thanks for representing Pinks and getting out here and doing it for us. Pastime right there.
Mostly stock again. Here we go.
Last of the $200 passes. Get those times locked in. Brian is locked in. Mike is locked in. Ken Herring is locked in. Let's take a look. The last of our $200 passes here. Mike with the 1280, Brian with the 1320, and Ken Herring with the 1421. Well, if he's not lying.
Lying's a bad word.
Maybe
forgetting
what he's got in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Holding back some
Fudging it a little bit.
good information.
Exactly. That sounds awfully good for stock.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Well, here we go.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Hey,
out of it.
I don't think he was fudging. Oh, 1338. Brian from Austin, Texas. Let me get a little pound. Doing it hard there, Brian.
Trying.
Mike sitting on $400. Brian tied with him sitting on $400. And Ken Herring sitting on $100. Folks, it's pastime. Don't go anywhere. We're getting into round number 3. The check is going up. Welcome back, folks, to Pastime. We're getting into round 3. That means $300 a pass. We got a good, tight race going on. Let's meet our next driver.
Who knows what that is?
No.
It says on the side of it there.
What?
I can't even read it. How are you, bud?
Doing good.
What's your name?
Vicente Hinojos.
Vincente, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
We're trying to figure out. We know that's a Dodge.
Plymouth.
Plymouth! Tell me about it.
1966 Plymouth Valiant 360.
Valiant.
Got a 4-inch stroke crank in it, stock heads, 430 gears, 904 stock suspension.
It's a sweet ride.
Thank you.
Mike?
You bracket race that?
Yes.
What class?
Foot brake.
Brian?
And rear end gears in it.
430s.
And Ken Herring.
Is this your hometown track?
No. Run out of Hobbs.
Okay.
Made a few passes here before?
Yes, we have.
Hey, man, thanks for bringing out that sweet ride. Let's make a good pass. Got that alien green going out there. Plymouth Valiant. Ken, tell me about the foot brake class.
All that means is they don't use the trans brake. They leave off the foot brake.
That's real racing.
Little equalizer.
Ken is locked in. Brian is locked in. Mike taking his time. Mike is locked in. First $300 pass. Let's look at those times. Mike with an 11:10, Brian with an 11:21, and Ken Herring with a 12:80.
It's mostly stock, you know, Ken. You realize that?
Again.
Yeah.
First of our $300 passes. I know I don't need to tell you, Ken, this will put you right back in the race.
I'd like to be in the race. Tired of toting the water.
Like it's running pretty good, too. Gonna get a good pass on this. 12-14, Ken Herring. Welcome back to the game, big man.
Thank you, man.
We got a tie all the way across the board. $400 for Ken, $400 for Brian, and Mike at $400. Boy, that's a tight race.
Sure is.
Last of our $300 passes coming up right now. Let's meet our next driver. Kawasaki action going on there. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Tell me about your bike.
It's stock 2003 Kawasaki ZRX 1200R. The only thing on slip-on Two Brothers racing pipe. That's about it.
Mike?
Is this your local track?
No.
Brian?
How long you been racing bikes?
12 years?
Great.
And Ken Herring.
Is that one of the Eddie Lawson replicas?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
You look kind of serious. Give the
that?
camera a smile. Tell me you're all right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, buddy, let's go. Let's make a pass. Ken, tell me about Eddie Lawson.
He was a famous superbike racer. They built those bikes as replica deals. And a buddy of mine used to have one, and what's bad is I cannot remember what it ran.
$400 each, three-way tie. These two races are important. Mike's already locked in. Brian is locked in. Brian, you've seen bikes before. Well, you've raced them.
I've seen them, but that one's tough.
Ken Herring is locked in. Let's take a look at these times. Got a 10:60 for Mike, an 11:99 for Brian, and an 11:30 for Ken Herring.
I just don't know how much altitude affects bikes. I just don't really know that.
We don't know how much he's raced this one. We didn't ask him that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because without a wheelie bar, without an extended frame,
Or he might just show us a wheelie all the way down the track.
That's true.
We've had that before.
Yep, then Brian will be in money.
Well, here we go, folks. Last of our $300 passes. He knows what he's doing. Got off pretty good there, too.
Yep, look good.
He's on a path to glory. He can ride. Who's going to take his money? Look at you, big man, Ken Herring.
I might have remembered.
You might have remembered. Now you sound like one of the racers. Ken Herring sitting on $700. Brian sitting on $400, and Mike sitting on $400. Folks, we're coming into the final pass, the last race of the night. It's worth $500. It's anybody's game. Say hello to our sponsors, but make sure you come back. All right, folks, this is what Pastime's all about. Coming down to the final race of the night, the final pass. Let's do a little math. Mike's sitting on $400. Brian's sitting on $400. And the man, the myth, the legend, Ken Herring, sitting on $700. Now, it's $500 for this final pass. It's going to put either one of them over the top, and they're going to win $2 grand. You guys ready for our final car?
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Good luck, guys. Here we go.
That's my kind of car right there.
Nice, clean, nice paint job. Camaro.
69.
How are you, man?
Fine, and yourself?
What's your name?
David Rodriguez.
You're our final driver of the night. One of these guys up here is going to win $2,000 because of you.
Right.
So tell me about your Camaro.
It's a 69 Camaro, all steel, 3,400 pounds, 565.
565 motor?
Yeah.
All right. Mike, first question.
Total horsepower.
About 1,080.
Brian, little thousand.
Little thousand. It's alcohol.
Alcohol?
And Ken Harry.
It's got a throttle stop on it?
No.
Good.
No.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for bringing out that car.
All right.
Let's have a safe pass. You want to say hello to anybody real quick?
All the friends.
All right. There we go. That paint job's probably worth a lot of money.
So is 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, 1,000 horsepower. 1,080. Mike is locked in. Brian from Austin is locked in. And Ken Herring from Tyler, Texas is locked in. Let's look at these final times here. We got an 860 for Mike, an 891 for Brian, and a 931 for Ken. Mike, what are you thinking? That's pretty fast time.
I'm thinking that big tire. Hopefully it'll hook up and go.
Yeah?
He needs it.
Let me give you a little good luck pound there, Ken.
Yeah, definitely need that. Hope he blows the tires off of it. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's a $500 burnout right there.
Yes, sir.
There's definitely nothing stock about that one.
Got some laundry on the back. Car sounds angry.
I hope it gets nice on us.
Getting a little sideways there, buddy. He's holding on to it. Oh, 917.
Hold on.
Let me do the math. Ken Herring, the house.
Finally.
Look at that.
Lord.
Look at that. Congratulations,
Good job.
big man.
Calculate
Brian
that.
and Mike, thanks for playing. Appreciate you coming out, but it's winner take all. You got to hand over the cash. Folks, it's past time. Name the time, win the cash. It's that easy. From Roswell, New Mexico, I'm Brett Wagner for Speed. We'll see you next time.
You know what? After he did that burnout, I was like, oh, man, here it goes. 890.
I thought I had that one. He was looking hard. He was looking good there.
He looked fast.
It was really fast.